This Saturday at the Big A, we're popping that champagne, stakes that is, a Breeders' Cup ticket on the line, and a field of 2-year-olds we can't wait to see. They're in the gate. Hello, welcome back to Billy Ho Sports. You'll want to check the description for details because this week's racing has got huge Breeders' Cup implications. It's one of the last weekends for a Breeders' Cup win and you're in, and we've got 6 of them at Keeneland. The fall meet kicks off there, so check the description for the list of races we'll be covering. Split the pot draw will be coming Thursday per usual, so make sure you are subscribed to the channel so you can get an entry into the draw for a free $20 bet on me. And click that like button, leave your comment is where I get your name to put in said draw. So, pick a winner of the Champagne Stakes. Let's look at the contenders. Okay, this is a Grade 1 Champagne Stakes for a Breeders' Cup entry into the Breeders' Cup Juvenile. So, 500K purse going one turn mile. We'll start with the number 1 curtain call. That's Mark Casse. Ricardo Santana gets the ride. This one definitely worth looking at 42% clip out of the one hole here. The sample size is not huge, but it's significant. So comes out and gets beat pretty handily by a horse named Obliteration. That horse is pretty strong horse in his own right. So not too bad there. It was a tough field. Obviously, the top 3 finishers of that race all came back to win their next races, as you can see by the italics here. So then he comes back out and runs them back going 6 furlongs and catches a sloppy track and gets out there and runs a bang up 94 speed figure, winning by 8.5 lengths. Stumbled at the break, but overcame that quite easily. So very good maiden breaking win on July 12th, and then takes a little break, comes into the Grade 1 hopeful, and runs into that buzzsaw by the name of Ted Noffey. Ted Noffey, obviously, the top 2-year-old male in the division so far. He has a half brother in Butane that ran second, and he was third. So not bad going up against that kind of competition, plus having a Grade 1 under his belt already. I like this one. We'll come back to it later. And then the next one is Stradale. This one is Steve Asmussen trained, paid a whopping 1.3 milli up here, sired by Japan, which is a very hot commodity sire this year. Mainly in the sprint ranks, though. 7 furlongs, mile might be pushing it for Stradale. But I went and looked at this maiden race that he blew a 3-length lead down the stretch here, ran a really big time early speed figure. You can see 99 111 right there, and then dips to 74 down the stretch. He was clear by 3, and then Santana gave it up. I, I think if Santana would have put a little more urging into it, we'd be having a different conversation. I think he should have got that horse home, no matter how he was weakening down the stretch. But Manny Franco takes over. That's not a race you lose aboard a $1.3 million horse. So, yeah, fired. And the distance could be an issue. Like I said, the sire Japan was a world-class sprinter who peaked at about 7, but 8 is just a little bit further. So we'll see what he's got. Universe is Kenny McPeak's horse, and he has the newly graduated Chris Elliott, who rode him in the win last August. He graduated out of the apprenticeship in July, so he's now what they call a journeyman jockey. Hit the gate hard coming in there and settled in a nice stalking trip. Elliott tipped him 3 wide into the stretch and grinded home for a nice win, +6, +10 pace, going 7 furlongs at the Spa. So solid enough 83 speed figure, is ranked 8th in prime power. You can see the sire production index is subpar. So this one's probably not going to get any of my money on this one. And this one is either called II or AI. So I don't know how you pronounce A or I, because it could be II, Captain. 7 furlongs in the hopeful, got beat 12. after the 79 in the maiden breaker for Joseph Orseno. This one is a closer, but these horses are not defined. You can't look at these, like early or pressers. Now, two races, you can see he did two different styles. He got off to a rough start and showed some good courage. I like this about him. He said he overcame a few different things, and so we'll come back to that in a minute. But anyway, this one I don't think I'm going to get there on. I don't think he's got the class. He's broke slow both times. Can't afford to do that. It's going to be too far back. Next one up is just ASAP. Big 7 length win in the maiden optional claimer to start out for Mark Casse. Uh, was the runaway winner in that debut at Ellis Park. And then a really good effort in this sapling right here where he led the way and then was caught in the stretch. But the other horses that ended up actually getting him did go a bit wide, which gave him a chance to come back. He looked beat when they hit the turn and hit the straightaway, but he kept straight, which is good for him as far as like a discipline and training goes. He was able to get that done without much problem. So this is the horse everybody's going to be vying to beat. It's our time. And just a super impressive, highly touted debut. 100 speed figure, winning by 17 lengths, and was not even the favorite. Went off at 5-1. So anybody who saw that coming, good on him. Because he hit that turn with with the just striding away. You could see he was ahead by 10 and then pushed it out, and he's actually geared down at the end. I mean, the 92 late pace, all that suggests he's really going to be tough to beat here. Not this time, is a strong progeny or strong sire, I should say. So that was the one to beat, and I'm sure it's probably going to be showing up that way at the betting window. So we go to number 7, Stick Up Without a Gun. Probably not a bad idea. A long shot for Kenny McPeak will try to upset this field after a couple of state-bred maidens. I mean, the speed figures are just weak, and state-bred, they're just lesser company, especially in New York state-breds. I can't go there. So Napoleon Solo is Chad Summers. Big 94 speed figure, ran a really good race. 95 104 early speed figures, held up well with an 86 down the stretch, and drew clear by 5 1/4 to get it done. Sharp workout coming in for Chad Summers. Joel Rosario takes over. All things point to him looking good. Now, they really wanted Chad Summers. Actually, I read an article. He wanted to try the hopeful, but it just wasn't enough. Only 24 days off would have been what they would have been turning around on. So they bit their lip and decided to train him up. Worked 4 times since then, and 3 straight bullet works. Very strong. I mean, 1 out of 51 right there is really strong, and then 1 out of 16 and 1 out of 6. These 3 works plus the 4 and 49 right there. So 4 strong works coming in. He looks like an underneath use, in my opinion. I think I will definitely be taking a look. Then you have the number 9 Talkin, who is sired by Good Magic. So he's a half sibling to Kentucky Derby winner Mage, who Danny Gargan trained. So Danny Gargan has him another Good Magic colt, and he's really hoping this one's got some of that talent. Connections think so too. They paid $600,000 for him at auction. So he was able to chip away and get past Stradale in that big race, but almost 10-1. Looked good doing it. Ran a +11 coming home. So they picked up the pace, even though it was just it was a pretty good pace to begin with. So they picked things up around the second half of that affair. I like that he debuted at 7. So going further, I think this 1 mile, 1 turn race, Kendrick Carmouche back up. All things point to this one being a pretty decent underneath use as well. So, okay, so the number 6, It's Our Time, does look the strongest, but like I said earlier, one race under his belt, very impressive, but just one race. He's got to do it against better. With these youngsters, experience does matter. Number one curtain call has 3 races, plus the grade 1 under his belt, plus the advantage of the inside post, plus the versatility to run a nice inside stalking trip and be in good position to get down the stretch. So I'm hoping to get some value out of that one. Number 2, Stradale, showed some serious speed in his 2 efforts. I think we'd be having a different conversation if he won by a neck instead of lost by a neck. But those are the top 3 choices right now. If Stradale can get that extra distance, it could be very good if he moves, especially if he does move forward, obviously. So the Champagne Stakes, I'm going to try the number 1 curtain call right now for the value play. Number 6, It's Our Time, is the most likely, and number 2, Stradale, is another one to consider. Then you want to check back later in the week for more, maybe a more final analysis. Always check back Saturday for post-scratch adjustments. Make sure you're sub to the channel so you can get your name in the draw. The comments will get you there. So click that like button on your way out and check the description for the details on this week's racing. Thanks for joining me. We'll see you soon.